Welcome back, YouTube. Tootie UK road trip edition video haul. Not cheap, cheap enough. Deals, not car boot deals. I feel like I'm on a weird angle here, trying to. No, don't feel comfortable. That'll do. It is the 1st of May. First, show you, look. 1st of May. A balmy 27. It's been a bit of a weird, almost like April showers. So it could probably end up pissing it down at the minute. It's sunshiny at the minute. So, yeah. Got the right mixture here. Excuse me. Edging closer, maybe, to some sort of sense of normality, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah, so, a couple of different sections of this vid, to be honest. It's a traditional sort of pick-up video, I suppose, for want of a better word. Bit of eBay, some of Facebook. I've got a parcel that I don't know who it's from, which is quite nice. And like I say, I've got a road trip that went with Dainster, the elusive Dainster, who maybe by the time you watch this video, which has probably been out a month's time after this, he may have made a triumphant return to the tubes. I'm just trying to look. It don't matter, because you won't know anyway, because the last vid I basically missed something out, and then it wasn't until afterwards I was like, bollocks. So yeah, I mean, let's fucking get crack-a-lacking, as they say, and we'll do the unknown box. The unknown box. I turned up yesterday, so today's Saturday. Yesterday, Friday, the 30th. So me and Dainster, they very kindly took us on a road trip. I've lost that bloody thing. I keep losing this bloody knife. Took us on a bit of a road trip, and it was honestly so badly needed, man. And I said thanks to him that, but again, if he ever does watch this in future Dana, awesome day, really needed. Some cracking shops, some cracking deals. Left a few bits there, you know, money permitting, probably would have snapped them up, but you know, it's something for next time if they're still there. It could be all new stuff. But yeah, this turned up. This arrived yesterday. I didn't know until today. The missus said, "Oh, did you get that parcel on the side?" I was like, "No, I didn't know it was a parcel." So it's a bit of a double surprise. I'm not going to show you my address because I'm not that stupid, am I? But basically it says my name, Esquire, 3rd Earl of Tootington. And it's sent special delivery, so Christ knows what someone's paid, what whoever's paid for. Must be fucking madness. £9 to post this fucking thing. Could have got the second Collect Plus for. I'll just show you. It's relatively lot. I mean, I ain't got a clue. Could be another box of dog shit. Oh, it's not. Oh, there's a note. Still got the Dreamcast running. This is like Darkstalkers, Dark Saviour. Japanese. I was going to say, there's something I want to mention while I was doing this. Comments. Again, I don't know if I said this in the previous vid, but old YouTube's really nailing down on the comments. You know, anything that's untoward just gets blocked. You sort of see it a little bit, and then it's just I sort of see the notification and it's gone. So if anybody has left a comment, and I have seen some, but I can't reply back to it, it nukes it. And a few people have said the same to me. I know Marcus, Dad Lads Gaming, left him a comment and he went, "It's been removed, mate." I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it." Because I did use a bit of a swear in it. But it's some even innocuous words Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. Like you can't use Jap and stuff like that. And also the ads. You know, I'm not a fan of ads. I only really put them back on for exposure because they do, you know, push your videos a bit more if they've got ads on them. But obviously, the last one you would have seen, which is the stuff from Japan, from James. I know that Duncan sort of said too many ads. Well, the fact is because it's got that clip at the start, they just monetize it. I can't monetize it, so I can't control the ads. And I wanted to keep that clip in there because it was really weird because I'd filmed that like early March and put Mortal Kombat Gold on, and then obviously the Mortal Kombat movie was then announced and released, and obviously then Mustafa did the video, so it just tied in quite well. So I could have cut it out, but I'd sort of fit in enough. You know, I'm not bothered about fucking making money off this fucking shit. Oh, okay. I can see some things in here. But they know who I am. Oh, from Leo, Retro Ram. Retro 88 or Ginger Ninja. To a good buddy Stu. Hope these bits find you and the family safe and well. Just a few gifts for you, mate. Look forward to having a beer with you at the next event. Your mate Liam, aka Retro Ram or Ginge. He is very ginger. He's probably not as ginger as Ginger Hippie Gaming, Cy Owen. He must be the most gingerest person. But Liam is quite ginger. And he's making vids, so definitely go and check Liam out. He's probably got a lot more in the locker to show, I don't suppose. So yeah, I ain't got a clue on here. But, mate, you shouldn't have paid that much money. Postage, that's madness. Didn't need to do that. Could have sent this for Collect Plus for like £3. Yeah, they might have fucking kicked it around like a football, but you can get away with a lot with Collect Plus. I tell you, you know, in terms of the size of the box and packaging, you just fucking make it bomb-proof and let them kick it about. So let's have a delve into Liam's box. Very ginger. Ah, okay, cool. Some more sleeves. What the hell is that? Nintendo sleeves. These will be needed. These will be needed. I'm trying to fucking find space. There's no space. And I keep buying more stuff. Alright, these are cool. Mate, I hope you ain't bought these. As in, like, bought them for... Yeah, like, I'm just hoping it's shit you found at the charity shop or a car boot or stuff knocking about. Some Snes coasters. So, coasters. A couple of people know about my coasters and they take the piss. So I have got some coasters, like ones that the girls have bought me, you know, daughters have bought me, like acrylic ones and stuff like that. But because I'm in here, and this is, they don't understand this, the pair of dickheads take the piss. Because it's so hot, and obviously when I have the beer, you've seen the beers back in years, it'll start dripping because it just starts fucking sweating. So if you have like a plastic one like that, all that happens is it just runs off that onto my desk. So I've got these the like lint-free little swabs that I got from when I used to do I don't. Yeah, when I used to do network support in IT, like for cleaning, like IT, for enough IT equipment and computers. The little squares, but they're perfect size as a coaster. But because obviously the material, it soaks up all the moisture. So yeah, maybe in the new room I will be able to utilise these because it won't be like fucking red hot. Method to the madness. What else is in here? Oh, I ain't got that. Some bubble wrap. Did it show this in the video? Someone showed us in the video. I think it was... Mate, you don't be doing this. Don't be sending me stuff out that you picked up yourself. I'm sure he showed this, and I sort of said, "Oh yeah, that's one I've been looking." You know, always like you kind of see it on CX, and then it's gone. but it sent me Spider on the PlayStation 1, 117. So you can tell because there's no PlayStation strapline. And funnily enough, you play showed it to the missus. She hates spiders. You play the Spider. I'm convinced he picked this up, and this is absolutely superb. I mean, that manual squares. I mean, it's fucking, what's the holster says, chunky but funky. It's a bit of a beast. I'm hoping this isn't the one that you picked up, Liam, and you've sent me. I'm sure he got it on the. Was it part of a bundle, or did he? Was it a last minute bid on it? Someone got it on the video and I commented. And I'd say, I just hope it's not him. But that is wonderful. I have something for you. Obviously, by the time this goes up, you probably would have received it. So I'm going to sort that out for you. I've got to dig it out first. I've got a fair idea where it is. But yeah, no good deed goes returned. No, was it? No good deed goes unnoticed. Something like that, isn't it? But they're wicked. Coasters. Coasters for the win. Now we've got to try and find somewhere. Well, we can put that on the fucking dust magnet up there. Put that there for a minute. Right. Yeah, so Liam, Retro RAM, 88, get rid of them numbers. The Ginger Retro RAM. I don't think I'm even needing that now. I can't lose that. I've got to put that somewhere where I fucking remember it, put it on there. So what I'm going to do, I'll leave the road trip stuff till last. Well, maybe not till last. Second from last, maybe. But what I have got, we have got more I could say completeness, not completeness. We have, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Words escape me today. Oh, today's been a fucking right nightmare. Because I ain't been out the house. God knows how long. I went to go uptown today, and it's not too far. I mean, it's you know, it's not like a 5-minute walk, but it's about 15-20 minute walk. Not too bad. And I must have got 10 minutes in, and I realised I didn't have a fucking mask. I was like, for fuck's sake! And I'd done the same thing when I went up to the shops the other day, and I ended up buying another mask because I thought I can't be bothered going home. But this time, because I'd been out yesterday anyway, I thought I'm just going to go home. Because I've been up the I hate these fucking cases. I've been up the charity shops yesterday with Dana anyway. So I thought, you know what, Stu, just fucking leave this. I just came back home. I was just like, oh, so absent-minded. And then when I went up today to get a couple of beers, I forgot my wallet. I was in the shop queuing up with the basket, and I don't know why, I just didn't check, and I checked for my wallet. Luckily I wasn't at the till. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I had to go back again. So it's been one of them days. I've been suffering with the old hay fever this year. It's the oddest thing, because, again, I think I spoke about this before, didn't I? I spoke about it last week. Don't always get it every year. It's kind of like comes and goes. I've actually been having to take antihistamines. Just makes me head dead fuzzy and dead cloudy. A bit like drinking beer, really. Anyway, completing games. We have the Urban Strike Manual. This is off eBay. And I bought this with the cartridge for £10. So I've got a spare cartridge that I'll probably just get punted on, and this will be, you know, like cost me only a couple of quid then. So we'll put that into this, and that's another one completed from that the loose box haul, I suppose. Let me just check the cartridge actually, because we want the better cartridge. We want the nicer cartridge. I think they're pretty much of a much. It's got a few less scratches on. I think that's slightly better. I'll put that one in. Yeah, just a bit of gunk. So there we go. Fusion. See, it feels whole again. Now I feel whole again. You can make me whole again. You can fill my hole again. What? What? Urban Strike. Did I put? I did. Yeah, I did put some video of this last time because I had the cart. So I'm not going to do. I will not do that again. It's become a bit of a pain in the arse. I must admit. I'll take this off as well. To start taking. I don't take these off. That's all. Yeah. Right from my own back, putting them fucking clips on there. I must admit. That doesn't matter. It's about the most editing this fucking channel's ever seen. Who cares though? I want to be famous! I want to get loads of money from YouTube. Fuck off. Fuck off, you knob. You're all knobs, you're all just hobbyists on a free platform making shitty hobby videos. Wind your egos in. Seriously. No one else fucking knows about it. And even in YouTube land, you're nothing. Pinheads. Even the biggest retro gaming channel is a pinhead in the YouTube world. It doesn't make me laugh. Right. The thing that I forgot last week from my good mate Lee Thornley, he put this up on both RAM and Galaxy Sega. And it's just a box. I don't know why, I just went, yeah, I'll have that. And it was like, I think it's like 13 quid. I didn't realise how small this was. And I'm all about the box. So if anyone's got, I mean, they are for sale on eBay, so, you know, there's that route. If anyone's got one of these here and they want to sell it, they're about like 15 quid or something like that. It is the Mega Stick from ASCIIware. But although it's like third party, I think it's authorised because it's obviously got the grid, which is quite nice. Yeah, I just thought it, and it's, you know, all like all labelled up. A bit of a dink at the back there, but 25 quid from Virgin. Probably not say it's not too far off that. Anyway, but it's got the manual in it. Now, looking online, I think there was like an insert, and it's a piece of cardboard. That's all it is, but obviously there's no stick. There's no stick in there. But if anyone has got one of those and they want to punt it on, then give us a shout. But other than that, just like I say, there's a couple on eBay. They're not particularly rare, and but it's tiny. Again, another box. Yeah, just fucking fill the old house up with boxes. Terrible. One day, young man, all this will be yours, and more besides. It's getting up now. 28. Okay. So one last thing before I go on to like what we picked up. Hitting all the retro shops, the road trip. You would have seen. I don't know when the previous video will go up. I might do it all together, I don't know yet. But obviously you have seen that Liam, we kind of traded basically, but he was going to gift me a Vectrex, but we kind of traded, which suits me a hell of a lot better. Now everyone was sort of saying, oh, that's another collection, and I think there's only like 20 odd-ish games official, like as in, you know, back in the 80s that were released. I know, again, like Liam's going for that set. I think he showed them off as well. I think he's about halfway through already. I didn't really want to go that route, a bit like with the Dreamcast here. It's not really the route I want to go down. The thing with the Vectrex, and I'll speak to Dana about this, you know, it's all new to me, and I'll just sort of delve in and start having a nose about, and you know, and do some investigative journalism, like Google. And there's like homebrews, like the Frontier that Liam very kindly sent me. Those kind of games that, I mean, I don't know if they're big budget. I don't know, I don't know what's involved. But the ones that look like they're official, not official, but well produced, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Not demos and stuff like that. You have to buy them. Okay, they're kind of like, and it's quite nice actually in terms of that Vectrex community, because stuff like that Sanskrit, they won't hack them, they won't rip them and like put them up to put like a Vec Fever cart or anything like that, which I found, from a dodgy fucking pirate perspective, it's a bit of a bastard. But I think from a community perspective, it's fucking really good. And I think if they ever did find anybody that was doing that, they'd probably, well, I'm not going to, I don't know what they'd do. Burn them with their soldering irons. But yeah, it's not as cutthroat. It's quite a nice, tight little community, I suppose, in that respect. So, long story short, is the plan really was never to start buying the games, as in like the older games. Not saying I won't, if I see them at an event or a car boot or whatever, I'd obviously I would have picked them up anyway, but probably more so now. But the point I'm trying to make is, because a lot of people said in the comments, "Oh, you're going to get the?" I said, no. But what I should have really reiterated was, the stuff like that Chris Parsons is, like the Frontier and ones like that, you have to buy. So of course I'll probably buy them, because that's supporting the community, and it's the only way you're going to get to play them. There's a lot of like multi-carts, like 32 in ones, 72 in ones, and stuff like that. A lot of those games are the ones from the 80s, which I think are like public domain now anyway. And like I say, the homebrew, the demo scene on the Vectrex is massive. So you get a lot of people that just like, there's a site that I found. And I think it's like university people, and like the professor or whoever it is really into his Vectrex, and he does like computer science or whatever, and part of their curriculum that he does, I think it's Dutch or German, they program a Vectrex game. So they're only like smaller, like public PD games, like public domain games, but that kind of stuff's all on there, you know what I mean? And that's what you can sort of have a play with and have a tinker with. But the stuff that's like more commercial, I suppose that's the best way to describe it, that Chris does and stuff like that, you have to buy. So yeah, I'm not going to go half 11 and start buying up the back catalogue or anything like that. So after all of that, the point being of this part is, there is a cartridge, I think I mentioned it before, called Vec Fever, which it's more of like an SD solution, rather than these 72 in ones, which are fixed RAM carts, which is random access memory, ROM carts, read-only memory, you can't write back to them, right? The Vec Fever and stuff like that, it's almost like the SD solutions, the modern SD solutions. So you can add stuff to it, tinker with it, just that and the other. That was really the only solution on the market from that aspect, and they're really, really expensive. Again, I think the last one someone put on one of the things was sold for like £2 or something stupid. But what has come out is something called Pytrex, which you have here. So yeah, Pie-eyed. People that got the Vec Fever will probably look down at this, but this is the new kid on the block. So the Vec Fever's been out a good few years, and the guy who did them doesn't really make them. I think he makes them every so often. I don't know what the cost is, I don't know, but obviously the value of them on the second-hand market is ridiculous. But the Pytrex, I say, is a new kid on the block, and as the name suggests, it's a Raspberry Pi that plays Vectrex, and this is what it looks like. So it's not too bad, it's not as slick as it probably could be, but so essentially that's a Raspberry Pi sat inside this cartridge, and what it does, it kind of, someone put like a bit of a crass comment, I think. It kind of, what word does he use? He makes the Vectrex a zombie. So this becomes the processing unit rather than the Vectrex. So this is just outputting. It's just using the Vectrex screen, essentially, a bit like an arcade board would. And this does this carries all the weight, which is really pretty much what the Vec Fever does. And obviously you have to. It's got like a little memory slot at the side there, a little micro SD memory, and you can just load that up with different ROMs, demos, etc., etc. What they have done with this as well is there's and it's been years since I've tinkered with MAME, but MAME obviously emulates the Vector games in the arcades, so your stuff like your Major Havoc, your Star Wars. This will play Star Wars and Major Havoc, not brilliantly, because there's one guy, Malband, that's doing a lot of this, the Pytrex. So it's a more one-man band, but it's new. It's like, you know, probably this year, I think. So I put my name down on like a mailing list to sort of say when the next batch is released, and they went like fucking hotcakes. I was lucky enough to get in there and get one from Australia. So again, it took fucking weeks to turn up as well. It is what it is. $77 US, which I think Australian dollars, which I think is like about 40 quid, and then the pie is like about 20 quid. So that's a really good solution for the price. And obviously the guy's still developing the pie, whereas the Vec Fever's kind of just stopped. There is very little development going on with that, where the Pytrex is, like I say, it's a new one on the block, so it's still being looked at, still being enhanced, developed. Obviously looking to then run the MAME emulator, because it's a Raspberry Pi, you can emulate that. So, you know, and it might be that you end up having to buy a new Pi, like a more powerful Raspberry Pi, but again, that one's 20 quid, there's another 20 quid, but what it gives you, the access, I don't know, I think bang for buck, unless you want to pay £2.5 grand for a Vec Fever cart, if one ever turns up. But yeah, I have been tinkering with it, you know, a lot of people take the piss, like, you've been playing games. Yeah, it's good, you know, but it can get very wormhole-ish with the old Vectrex. You go down some right old rabbit holes with it. And like I say, the Pytrex is still in its infancy, so I'm not sold on the GUI, the interface of it. I think it could be a lot more refined. It's tried to be a bit too flashy for my liking, and can get lost quite easily in it. But that's, you know, it is what it is. Like I say, I will do a video on it, but you couldn't. I mean, you can hardly see that. There's no way I can put a camera at the fucking Vectrex and you see anything. You have to be done the fucking dead of night. Getting warm now. So yeah, they say a lot of little different bits have turned up all at the same time. It's all been an accumulation. Okay. So we've been planning this road trip when we're fucking before Christmas. We're all locked down, and we've seen a few lads like Eddie and whatnot fucking hitting some of these shops and stuff. And I said to Rob and Dana, you know, well, I think we all sort of agreed and said it at the same time. Yeah, we'll go and hit a few, because that's Dana's neck of the woods round that sort of way. Vintage gamer and old school gamer and stuff like that, and because it's payday as well, I sort of said, look, I'm free. I had the Friday off anyway. I had a long weekend because it's Bank Holiday weekend this weekend. Robert's not allowed out, he wasn't allowed out to play, so it's just me and Dana, and yeah, we just hit a few shops. But from the time that we sort of said about it, let's say like last lockdown last year, whenever it was, when it kicked off, to now, there's been another shop that opened up, like, you know, for the, within the sort of vicinity, if you know, between where I live and where we were going. and that's Game Shack in Leicester. And I know the chap who does it, Richard Trixby, is retroactive gamer on YouTube. So I've known Rich for years from the car boot. But obviously he's got his own shop now. I'll put all the links down below. So he's only been open. Did he open just before the last lockdown? I can't remember. But I think he's only just been open since his last lockdown ceased. And just find him on Facebook. I'll put his Facebook, I said, but all the details will be down below. Let me just find, did he put a little, oh, it's this, it's not a card, but it is a sticker. So that's what you're looking for. Look, Super Game Shack. A couple of little stickers in here. So I did sort of say to him, you know, I'll pop in at some point, because it's not a million miles away. I ain't got a clue where it was to begin with. We found it, I mean, Dana found it. We've grown up like that, you know. And it's a fantastic shop, really is. I mean, the way he's got it all set up, it's dead easy to find stuff. You know, a lot of your sort of older, traditional retro shops, they're kind of like, not resemble a junk shop, but you know what I mean? I mean, I've never been to Sore Thumbs, but it's just like stuff. A bit like Craig's Here Again store at Doncaster. There's so much stuff you can't see it. Whereas Rich's shop isn't like that as much. It's quite refined. But like I say, chatting to him and stuff, he's got loads more stuff, but it's where to put it. So I could probably see him expanding and maybe going to bigger premises. But how he's got it set up now is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. He's really put a lot of time, effort and thought into what he's doing. Yeah, we went over. Probably like, it's about half. What's he open at half? When did we get there? About 11? No, 10:30, something like that. So I think he'd been open like since 10 o'clock or something. He's not a 9 o'clocker anyway. I'll tell you that much. But details will be in the description. But what he does do with the Facebook, on his Facebook page, he does do like little mini videos as well, which are quite good. So he did on one where he got some new stuff in, some new stock in, and it's sort of like, you know, like 5 minutes, pans over it and stuff. And there's one thing that caught my eye. I thought, right, I don't need it, don't need anything. It doesn't form, it's not considered part of the collection, but it is one of the little curios, a bit like an action replay if you like. So when obviously went to see him and stuff, I said, oh, have you still got that thing that you showed? Because he sort of said a lot of them need cleaning up. He said, oh yeah, I didn't need cleaning up, it's in the cabinet. It's all like, again, if you've been into a retro store, you know what it's like. All the sort of the high-end stuff's always in the glass cabinet, and everything else, if people want to nick it, it's like in the store. But it's got like American sweets, Japanese, some Japanese sweets. I bought some Japanese sweets for the kids, for the girls, not kids anymore. So he needs to get some more Japanese stuff in. But he's got a lot of American stuff. You know, if that's your bag, you know, the old American sweets, like fucking 110% sugar. It's really slick setup, really slick. So anyway, me and Dana were like rummaging around, chatting to him. And to be honest, if I only picked one thing, I would have been happy. Then we started looking at the sections that he's got. Really nice games. I mean, some of his Game Boy stuff, it's like, fucking hell. He had, I spotted Kid, I mean, I'm not a Game Boy collector, but even I spotted it on the shelf. So, oh, box Kid Dracula. He went, fucking hell, you've got a good eye. And I said, hey, it's 500 quid, but it's beautiful. I said to him, is this yours? He said, well, yeah. He goes, I don't want to sell it. Because obviously I've known Rich for years, and I sort of said, you know, you're still collecting or whatever. He said, not really. He said, like, he's using his shop to display his collection. And I kind of get that a little bit, but I think, like, that Kid Dracula, he's probably priced it. But he said that's cheap. So apparently some go for 550, 600 quid. But he's put it that way so that no one buys it. It's more like a trophy piece. But it's amazing, you know, if you're into your Game Boy, oh, you'd be in your element there. Wasabi James, wowzers. So anyway, picked up a few bits, and I know what all these shops are like. All the sort of the unsorted stuff is where some of the gems are, and I spotted something behind his little counter because they asked me about it. He said, "Oh, you know, because I'm on the hunt for empty boxes and manuals just to try and complete games and stuff." And he said, "Look, I've got loads in the lockup, but obviously not here. I'll send you some pictures when I get a chance, etc." But I did spy this behind the counter. I said, "What about that one?" Because I was just empty. I said, "Look, let's have a look at it." So he did bring it over. It needs a good iron. I think a good iron, a bit of the old prick the stick. We'll get this sorted out. So I had a little pile. Dan had a little pile. I said, let's put it all together, and did a great deal on it all. You know, obviously the guy's got to pay fucking lecky and rates and everything out. So he ain't, like I say, you ain't getting car boot prices, but it'll look after you. It will look after you. So the anomaly, if you like, from my little haul, it's literally just a box and a tray. Is a Super Street Fighter 2 on the Snes. Now I have looked through me box of loose carts because I wasn't sure if I had this or not. What I have got is the American version box complete. I mean, the box is a bit knackered. This is the PAL version, but it's got the tray. But yeah, it needs an iron. It needs an iron, and I think that will sort out a lot of these little. See how it's all like rode up a little bit there. A bit of crinkly crushing. So yeah. So again, another little journey I can go on trying not to piece this together. I did have a look last night. There's no one selling a manual. Even loose cartridges aren't cheap, so it might be a CEX jobby, and see if we can piece it get some bits via the CEX route for this. But yeah, that was sat at the back. I was like, let's have a look at that. Okay, so it's not really a game really. The item that I saw on his video, to be honest, I've seen these cheaper on eBay. I didn't say that to him because again, it probably has worked out the same. And it's the Saturn, the Photo CD operating system. Then he's like, "What does it do?" I said, "I don't know, like, you can put photos on it, a bit like maybe the old Kodak CD thing. Don't know, but it's not considered part of the set or anything. I don't even looked at it. It's probably not even in here. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it's lovely. There you go. Look. God, I hate these bloody cardboard boxes. Yeah, so I mean the edges are quite nice. There's no wobble. There's no wobble kicking off. Nice clean cappy. I think I've still got some. I have got some Saturn protectors, so I'll put that in there. But it's always been on my radar that. I thought, you know, it's a good excuse to go over, and I can always go. You know, it might be something I go over once a month to see. Pop over there. You know, sort of split the Saturday up maybe, and pop over and see what else he's got in. And obviously, like I say, if he's willing to ping over pictures and do little videos, then you know, give you a good reason. So that's not it. So we raided his PlayStation and got some Now I hope this is the one that I need. I'm hoping it's this one, because I'm terrible for this. There's a couple of these that always get me confused. But before that, I see, because me and Daniel were looking through them. Daniel grabbed one or two games as well. And there's one game I sort of said to him, "Oh, have you got this?" He said, "No." I said, "Look, I'll buy you it." So I treated him. Treat yourself, as Big Al would say. But I saw this one and he said, I looked at that as well. There's not one I didn't even notice out. This is what I like about the PlayStation 1 sometimes. The library's so weird and varied. It's like, what the hell?